nindo and mas dakula na mga storya asin pangyayari hali sa satong kapalibutan. Bisyon asin sa bilog na nasyon. Bicol Target Afternoon Edition.
Good afternoon mga tugang mabalik kita duman with your due permission sa Senado ta. Iao na so pinakalaman sa porsyon akan testigo ni Attorney Lotok so paghapot kung so mga utterances ni Vice Presidente Sara Duterte saro itong krimen ubako. Ta so Vice Presidente baga nagsabi na ngaya ito freedom of expression. Ilaog ta na daw tabi ang Senado ang impeachment trial tabi dyan Tata Nems and kay Jerome.
Informed
Sige.
the Vice President that we are investigating on that alleged threat against her life and that we want information, any information that would give us any investigative lead on that matter, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the Vice President did not appear. So wala ho kaming makitang pagsisimulan na imbestigahan. Naging may nakita kami sa I think 75 PNP personnel insofar as the security of the Vice President is concerned. Per record sa news na inalis sa BPSPG and then inilipat sa Manila.
Okay.
And I think the reason being is that may issue ng peace and security kung di ako nagkakamali. Yun po yung medyo nakikita naming security issues.
Now, if you know, no? Ilan ba yung natira sa Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group? If you know. Pagkatapos ma-remove yung sinasabi mong 75 personnel of that VP SPG, if you know.
Well, based on, if I'm not mistaken, based on the record, the COA record, I think more or less 335 security personnel. Kung di ako nagkakamali, base doon sa
335 personnel protecting a single person, the Vice President?
Based on that record, Your Honor, based on the news, yeah.
335. Last point, Your Honor, please.
Wind up, Counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Witness, you mentioned earlier that your office...
Medyo nalampasan ta itong so critical na hapot kung so depensa man agad ni VP Sara Duterte na freedom of expression pinagkukonsiderar kan NBI o DAI. So yan ang hanapon ta na lang. Ngunyan, ibalik tagiraray duman sa Senado na sa ultimo ng paghapot sa prosekusyon. Ibalik tagiraray Senado.
Ang alam mo.
Well, yung pinakaunang part ng video, si Attorney Zulaika Lopez.
Attorney Zulaika Lopez. Now, yung tanong, Mr. Witness, ano yung na-observe mo kung meron man, okay, about Attorney Zulaika Lopez during that online media briefing?
Objection vague, Your Honor.
Oh, Your Honor, what's vague? Okay.
Witness is smart enough to answer if he knows. Witness may answer.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well, based on that video, it appears na nagpo-complain si Attorney Zulaika referring doon sa paglipat niya from HOR to women correction facilities, I think. And then yung health issue niya, so parang kinukomplain din niya na yon.
Okay.
At yung nangyari sa kanyang pagka-held in custody sa HOR.
All right. Now, Attorney Lotok, what significance, if any, do these complaints the Attorney Lopez have, okay, in your investigation on the threats made by the Vice President in that online media briefing?
Yes, Your Honor. We take that into account. Tinignan namin yung sitwasyon, yung issue ni Attorney Zulaika. But when we see the bigger picture, taking all the pieces of the puzzle, it has nothing to do with the Vice President contracting a person, because even before Zulaika Lopez appear in that video, the vice president had already contracted a person to kill the president and Lisa Marcos and the former speaker. And then when we consider all the facts and circumstances, the instance where Attorney Zulaika was complaining does not diminish, it does not alter, it does not affect the totality of the findings that we have in our investigation, sir.
Senator Judge, is counsel for the prosecutors done? Attorney Ligutan, are you done?
Yes, Your Honor.
You done? Before cross-examination, Chair would like to recognize, with the permission of Senator Judge JV, Senator Judge Bam Aquino had earlier sought recognition. Chair will recognize him first. Thereafter, Senator Judge Tulfo Erwin. Thereafter, Senator Judge Ejercito, and then Senator Judge Ontiveros. Senator Judge Aquino is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Yes, maraming salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Lotok,
Yes po,
meron
Your
pa
Honor.
po bang ibang grupo sa NBI ang nag-imbestiga doon po sa mga utterances ni Vice President Sara Duterte noong November 23 to 24?
During our time, insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, yung Cybercrime Division, Your Honor, and the team that was yung binuo ni former Judge, Director Judge.
So
Jaime
kayo lang po?
At that time, sir, hindi ko na po alam ngayon kung sino yung mga team na, kasi nalipat na po ako sa ibang region, sir.
Okay. Yung tanong ko po kasi ay nakatukoy dun sa taong nakausap o sinasabing na kontrata ni Vice President Sara Duterte para patayin yung Presidente, First Lady at former Speaker. So tinuloy niyo po ba yung investigasyon para mahanap ang taong ito?
Well, aside from the fact, Your Honor, na nag-issue kami ng subpoena sa Vice President para makakuha ng information, kasi we need a validated information, we need a confirmed information. Nung inissuean namin ng subpoena yung mga media personalities, bawat isa sa kanila na nag-appear, tinanong din po namin, nandoon ka ba nung sinabi ito ng Vice Presidente?
Hindi ko po tinatanong kung sinabi ba to o hindi. Dahil may witness rin po tayo nung nakaraang linggo na nasabi nga ito at napanood naman ho natin
Opo.
ito lahat. Ang tanong ko, tinuloy niyo ba yung investigasyon para matukoy ang taong ito?
Nagtanong kami, Your Honor. We tried to elicit information both from those people who have personal knowledge during the online press conference. Unfortunately, wala kaming ma-establish na validated information na confirm. So, in fact, hanggang ngayon, nag-aantay po kami. Hindi ho katulad dito sa nangyari, may apparent commission of the crime dahil nandiyan yung video eh.
Opo. So ang ibig niyo pong sabihin, bilang NBI, hindi niyo nahanap yung taong ito, pero literal niyo tong, sabi niyo, literal, itong pag-assess niyo dun sa statement dahil ito mismo yung nasabi ng Vice President.
Well, Your Honor, if the second highest official of the land sinabi yan, it's hindi ho biro yan. Medyo mabigat ho yan at yung pagkasabi pa niya na may kasamang galit at mga pagmumura. So we took it very serious, Your Honor.
All right, I have a question for the defense. Sa lahat ng mga sagot ninyo, Attorney Vinluan, parang hindi ko nakita na tinanggi ng inyong kliyente o ng depensa na may nakausap ang Vice Presidente na tao para gawin yung mga bagay na ito. Tama ba? Wala ito sa mga sagot ninyo?
We deny that, Your Honor.
You deny?
That is not accurate, Your Honor, and we will present evidence or counter evidence to prove
Okay.
that.
So let me clarify. Sa lahat ng sagot ninyo so far, hindi pa nyo tinatanggi ito, pero in your time presenting evidence, you will deny that there was a person contracted by the Vice President.
Your Honor, to clarify, I don't understand, Your Honor, when we were asked, but
In your
because
answer, you have an answer. There is an impeachment
we
complaint.
denied it, Your Honor. We denied it in our answer. which we filed before the Senate Impeachment Court.
You denied it in your answer?
Correct, Your Honor.
If I remember correctly, ang nabanggit doon ay freedom of expression. Was there an exact statement there na hindi totoo na meron ngang kinontrata ang o kinausap ang Vice Presidente para gawin ito?
We maintain our position that we denied it, Your Honor.
Okay.
It is there in our answer.
Mr. President, I don't want to take up time, but I do want to check the official records and look for this because I don't remember seeing that in any of your answers, Mr.
Your Honor, all allegations were denied.
It's a general denial, a blanket denial.
There were, that was the general denial, and there were also specific denials.
Okay, we'll take a look, Mr. Presiding Officer. Hanapin natin to with, and if I may come back to this once we take a look at the records, Mr. Presiding Officer.
The gentleman may do so at the appropriate time. With the permission of Senator Judge Erwin Tulfo, since nakatayo na po si Senator Judge Ejercito, ang papaunahin ko na muna siya. Senator Judge Tulfo, Ejercito is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer. Tanong ko lang, no, just to clarify, may we know if the NBI has the authority to issue subpoena against impeachable officials? Kasi kanina po, no, sa mga pinisend kanina, subpoena po ang inyong pinadala sa Vice President instead of a mere invitation. Yun lang po, clarify ko lang po.
Yes, Your Honor. Under Republic Act 10867, the NBI has authority to issue subpoena. And as a matter of fact, the case involving the Vice President falls under Section 5, Paragraph G, which the NBI has primary jurisdiction to undertake investigation, Your Honor.
Likewise, for the information every may we know what constitutes a grave threat that will prompt the NBI to conduct an investigation as compared to a light threat. No, what are the elements that are needed to be present to be considered a grave threat?
Well, for grave threat, Your Honor, if naalala ko siya, if a person threatens another person with the infliction upon the latter's person, property, or honor, or that of the latter's family, with a wrong or with any wrong amounting to a crime, if that threat is with condition or without condition, or with involved with monetary consideration, yun po, Your Honor, yung kabuuan nung sa grave
So
threat.
yung grave threat po, may condition or walang condition?
The crime of grave threat, Your Honor, can be committed with or without condition.
With
based
or
on the
without
law.
condition. So as an investigator, have you ever investigated and filed a complaint for grave threats apart from this one?
Again, Your Honor.
As an investigator, have you filed any case or investigated and filed a case for grave threats against anyone aside from this, excluding this one?
I think nag-start po kasi ako as counter-terrorism and then organized crime group and then cybercrime. Wala akong maalala, Your Honor, kundi ito lang. I mean, insofar as my being in the NBI is concerned, Your Honor.
So ito lamang yung ito pala yung kaso na naimbestigahan nyo concerning grave threats, you know?
I think yung iba, may mga naimbestigahan, Your Honor. Pero again, sabi ko, yung sa sarili ko po, yung experience ko from counter-terrorism hanggang sa organized transnational crime group, hanggang sa cybercrime division, ang naalala ko lang, Your Honor, kasi matagal na ho yun kung ano yung nasa record. I think itong grave threats na to is pag hindi first time, doon ko lang na-experience.
Gaano katagal ho kayong parte nitong cybercrime division? Bago kayo nalipat?
Since 2018, Your Honor, nagsimula ako bilang investigation agent. And then 2022, I was designated as chief of the Digital Forensic Laboratory Division. And in 2023, designated as chief of the cybercrime division, sir.
So more than 5 years kayong nandito sa Cybercrime Division ng NBI.
Opo.
That's all, Mr. Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Judge Ejercito. Senator Judge Tulfo Irwin is recognized. You have 2 minutes, sir. You may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. President or Presiding Officer. I'd like to direct my clarificatory question to the witness on the stand, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Jeremy Lontok,
Opo, Your Honor.
what findings, if any, convince the NBI the motive of the respondent to kill the president and 2 other people? Meron po bang kayong nakitang motibo? Kasi maaari pong sabihin lang nung isang tao sa sobrang galit niya, na pag-usapan na po kanina yan, di ba? Spur of the moment. Pero did you find any motive? Bakit niya po gagawing patayin ang Pangulo?
Yes, Your Honor. As I've said before, when we take into consideration all the facts and circumstances surrounding that issue, nagkaroon ng hindi magandang relasyon yung dalawa, and then nagbato na ang Vice Presidente ng mga salitang mabibigat laban sa Presidente. Pinapakita doon sa October 18 na toxic na nga yung relationship nila. Galit na galit si Sara dahil sinasabi ng Vice Presidente is politically motivated yung pag-attack sa kanya. And then at the same time, pinagtutulungan siya ng buong gobyerno. So, then na-trigger ho yun, if my memory serves me right, nung incident nangyari noong 23 November 2024. So parang nagpatong-patong na ho siya, convolution ng iba't ibang issue. So nakita ho namin, talagang galit ang Vice Presidente sa Presidente.
Okay, so you saw that the Vice President is very angry, right? Galit po siya. Did the investigation uncover any evidence, if there's any, that the respondent had taken steps to carry out these threats or these statements that she made in public and online? Did you have or did you cover any evidence?
Your Honor, insofar as the Cybercrime Division is concerned, we focuses on the investigation on the alleged grave threats and inciting to sedition. Ngayon, pagdating doon ng whether or not meron na-execute na o may inutusan, I think ang makakasagot po niyan, Your Honor, yung aming director, kasi sa kanya po yung pool ng information. At the same time, yung jurisdiction na yan, nasa intelligence service po namin. Kami ho nasa investigation service. So, insofar as the NBI Cybercrime Division is concerned, at that time, nakafocus ho kami sa grave threat and inciting to sedition. But insofar as whether meron na bang in-engage ang Vice Presidente, jurisdiction ho yan ng aming intelligence service. At maybe ang makakasagot niyan yung aming director kasi siya po yung recipient ng full of information from different divisions and regions.
You mean the inciting to sedition will be answered by the director, is that correct? Kasi parang hindi po natalakay kanina yung inciting to sedition. Is it?
Well, Your Honor, the inciting to sedition, in our investigation, we were able to establish that those utterances from 18 October 2024, November 23, 2024, and other facts and circumstances, even the November 26, 2024, we believed that those utterances have a tendency, Your Honor, to stir up the people, to go against the government, have tendency to disturb the public peace of the community, the peace of the community, and have tendency to undermine public safety and public order. And I think that's elements of the inciting to sedition, Your Honor.
I have last two questions,
Please proceed.
Mr. Presiding Officer. So you're saying they're intertwined, killing the president and then inciting the people to revolt against the government They're intertwined. Is that what
Ba-
you're saying?
Based on our findings, Your Honor.
Based on your findings. And what could be the motive of the vice president inciting people to sedition, to revolt against the government, when in fact she will be the next president of the republic? She's been saying, and everybody knows, and she's been claiming. Well, why do you think? I mean, did you look deeper? Why incite to sedition? I mean, when in fact you're the vice president. Usually, in our country, Mr. Witness, the vice president would run for presidency. What could be the motive?
Well, Your Honor, what we have established is the fact that the relationship between the two were already hostile. And what we established is the fact that the Vice President has committed great threats and inciting to sedition. Yun ho yung focus namin, Your Honor. Insofar as yung mas malalim pa na motibo, wala akong personal knowledge.
All right.
Your Honor.
Well, I'm running out of time. Can you identify the strongest piece of evidence which you relied in deciding to file these cases before the Department of Justice? And what is the status of this case, Mr. Witness?
Well, Your Honor, the pieces of evidence that we attached or we incorporated in our investigation is sufficient and has satisfied the requirements of the quantum of evidence required, which is prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. And the fact, Your Honor, that the Department of Justice has issued certification stating that your referral, your transmittal, has complied all the elements of the crime charge and therefore good for preliminary investigation.
What is the status of the case, Mr. Witness?
It's ongoing, Your Honor. If kung tama ang naalala ko, it's ongoing, Your Honor.
One very, very quick question, Mr.
Kindly
Presiding
wind
Officer.
up, Senator Judge.
Do you think at this point you have an airtight case against the respondent?
I believe so. Yes, Your Honor. Otherwise, the Department of Justice would not issue a certification stating to the effect na kumpleto ang elements namin, na nakuha namin yung requirement, at ready na siya for preliminary investigation.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Thank you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Tulfo. Senator Judge Ontiveros, Senator Judge Villanueva, and thereafter we pause for a 10-minute break. You may proceed, ma'am. You have 2 minutes.
Salamat, Mr. Presiding Officer. Attorney Lotok,
Opo, yes, Your Honor.
sa Affidavit of Investigation dated February 10, 2025, nirekomenda ng NBI na sampahan ng mga kasong grave threats at inciting to sedition ang Vice-Presidente. Pwede po bang idahilan sa mga kasong yan na nadala lang ng emosyon or may matinding trigger kaya nakapagsambit ng ganoon?
I don't think, Your Honor, kasi wala naman ho sa elements ng grave threats yung situation na yon. As long as we were able to satisfy the elements for grave threats, Your Honor, and when the Department of Justice certifies na kumpleto yung elemento doon, so no, Your Honor, hindi ho yan mamatter doon sa findings namin.
At yung sinabi po ninyong elements of grave threats, yun po yung 4 na in-enumerate nyo kanina. Ano pong elements of grave threats?
Yes, Your Honor. Number 1, that a person threatened to inflict another person upon the latter's person, honor, property, or that of the latter's family with any wrong. That's the first element. The second element, that wrong amounts to a crime. Then the third element is yung may demand for money or may condition na imposed. in our investigation, mayroon hong tatlong acts para makommit yung grave threats. Base doon sa tatlong elements na sinabi ko, the offender have complied with the threat na sinabi niya. The offender hindi niya na-comply yung threat na sinabi niya, or yung pangatlong act, yung walang condition yung threat na yon, Your Honor.
Mga 2 beses nyo po binanggit yung salitang kondisyon, Attorney Lotok. Itatanong ko yan mamaya-maya. Sa DOJ po, sa DOJ naman, may criteria ng reasonable certainty of conviction bago magsampa ng kaso. Sa
Yes, Your
NBI, yes, Attorney, sa
Opo.
NBI, ano naman po ang pamantayang sinusundan ninyo bago magrekomenda ng kaso?
Well, sinusunod din ho namin yung quantum of evidence na prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Kaya ho, kung makikita nyo, yung pong aming processes o yung phases, yung pang last po niya is legal evaluation. Meaning, pag meron na ho kaming conclusion, bago ho namin ito isubmit sa Department of Justice, meron hong referral kaming ginagawa sa legal division, or nagpapatulong ho kami sa aming mga legal experts. So sila ho ngayon yung nag-evaluate, sila ang mag-qualify kung na-satisfy na yung requirements at kung pwede na siyang isubmit sa Department of Justice for purposes of preliminary investigation, ma'am.
Alright, salamat, Attorney. So kahit papaano ina-approximate nyo yung criteria na sinusundan ng DOJ, kahit bilang NBI.
Yes, Your Honor, and that is on the basis of our cherished principle, the two-pillar rule in investigation, thoroughness and legality, Your Honor.
Alright, salamat po. Eto, in principle, kailangan po ba ng patunay na may kinontratang assassin para maituring na grave threats ang mga sinabi?
Well, Your Honor, in so far as the crime of grave threat is concerned, hindi po yun kailangan.
Alright. Speaking of condition, kanina na binanggit nyo 2 beses. Posible po ba ang grave threats kahit may kondisyon ang banta? Ibig sabihin yung kapag ito nangyari sa akin, ito ay mga gawin mo. Kahit may kondisyon yung banta, posible po ba ang grave threats?
Very much possible, Your Honor. As I have said, grave threats can be committed with or without condition. And as a matter of fact, meron akong naalalang isang case, SPO2 Jamaica versus Attorney Bangot. Ang sabi ho doon ni SPO2 Jamaica, if I lose my job, I will break your head, or I will. So it's for us, it's a kind of event-based condition na matitrigger yung execution ng threat pag nangyari yung event. But then when the Supreme Court nag-decide the Supreme Court, at sabi niya, the threat was absolute. So it's
Sinabi ng SC
absolute yung threat, Your Honor,
Okay.
hindi conditional. So parang ganito, akin sa situation dito, meron siyang sort of event-based condition na pag nangyari yung event, mati-trigger ngayon yung threat na in-utter ng offender,
So,
Your Honor.
masasabi pong may jurisprudence po dahil may nakikita kayong paghahalintula dun sa kasong ni rule ng SC, kaugnay ni PO2 Jamaica at itong kay Vice President.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. Huling tanong na lang po, Attorney Lotok. Bilang abogado po, as a general rule, kailan po masasabing lampas sa free speech ang pananalita at nagiging grave threats o inciting to sedition na?
Well, we consider the two tests. Number one, yung hindi ko mabigkas, Your Honor, but it's like ano bang tendency rule? If I may, Your Honor, just to refer my notes.
May he, presiding
Just
officer.
konti lang
Witness
po.
may do so.
Yeah.
Kindly turn on the mic. Witness may do so, yes.
Thank you po, Your Honor. Yeah, we consider, Your Honor, the clear and present danger rule and the dangerous tendency rule. But among the two, ang nakita ho namin yung the dangerous tendency rule, meaning if the speech would have a tendency to create chaos or to create illegal acts, then that should be restricted. Pag may tendency ho na magiging ganon ang resulta.
So, huli po, attorney, masasabing bang may parang spectrum pwedeng nagsisimula sa free speech pero pag lumalapit na dun sa dangerous tendency rule ay maaari na talagang tumawid sa magiging grave threats o inciting to sedition. Yon.
Yes, Your Honor. Pwede ho yun.
Alright. Maraming salamat po, Attorney Lotoc. Salamat po, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you. Noted and entered into the records. Senator Judge Villanueva, you have 2 minutes, sir. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President, Presiding Officer. Just a few questions to our witness. Mr. Witness, it's been mentioned several times the importance of your investigation, that it falls under yung prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. And nabanggit niyo po na fulfill po lahat yan, no? Kaya ho siguro nagkaroon ng first report at second report. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And can you just for the record give us an idea, ano yung mga boxes that you have to fill in para pumasok po dito?
You mean, Your Honor, yung comment ng Department of Justice dun sa first affidavit namin?
Yes, to make it clear na it's indeed goes dito sa pumapasok siya dun sa prima facie evidence with the reasonable certainty of conviction.
Well, basically, Your Honor, yung requirements na binigay ng DOJ from our point of view were administrative requirement. Hindi ho yun yung sustansya ng aming affidavit. Kasi hindi ho namin binago yung affidavit namin, yung pa rin ho yun eh. Ang nakita ho ng DOJ doon, yung affidavit ng, I think, authentication na kailangan i-attach doon, and others, yung TSN, affidavit of transcription, this is, from our point of view, to satisfy the requirements of admissibility. But insofar as the substance nung aming affidavit, Your Honor, hindi namin binago yon nung yung pangalawang submit namin.
So it didn't change, so that's part of your fourth stage, no, yung legal evaluation. In that stage na legal evaluation, no, was it considered, Mr. Witness, yung binabanggit ni Vice President and even some of the defense panel, no, na it is actually a conditional threat that. And it appears that the Vice President, during the presentation of the video, is also getting threats. What can you say about that?
Well, insofar as the threat against the life of the Vice President, the very reason why we issued subpoena and we sent letter for us to have the chance to talk to the Vice President and elicit some information, baka meron siyang may bigay na lead na pagsisimulan namin. Unfortunately, hindi ho siya nagpakita ng 2 beses at wala ho siyang may ipinadalang representative para magbigay ng info. Kahit info lang na mapavalidate namin, then matitrigger ho yung aming...
But part of your investigation, did you pursue that? If indeed there is a threat to the Vice President?
Yes, Your Honor. We nag-check kami sa mga open sources. Nagtanong din kami. But again, insofar as the cybercrime division is concerned, limited ho kami doon, Your Honor, sa cases na may cyber aspect. Siguro ang makakasagot po niyan, yung aming intelligence service. Sila po ang may hawak dyan sa mga issue na yan. Kasi sila ho po yung recipient ng mga information from different
But do you think it is important, if it is a conditional threat, it is also important to look at this aspect?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, gusto ko lang maintindihan din yung standard na ginagamit ng National Bureau of Investigation. Kung hindi po ma-identify o ma-locate ang sinasabing assassin, does that automatically mean that the threat is no longer credible or actionable, or does the NBI still consider the statements uttered and the surrounding circumstances and the totality of the evidence before deciding to proceed with further investigation?
No, Your Honor, the threat was absolute. We follow the test of mens rea, Your Honor, in considering whether the threat is totoo. Una, we examine the utterances objectively, and we interpret the same in light of the circumstances where the utterances was made, the manner in which they were spoken, the person to whom they were addressed, the relationship between the parties, and the reactions of the recipients of those utterances, Your Honor.
Yes, yes, thank you, Mr. Witness. I have here with me yung binanggit po niyo sa notes ko, yung 4 stages, identification, and pag-preserve ng digital evidence, collection of evidence, analysis and attribution, legal evaluation, and then you have the 3 statements. Binanggit niyo rin tanggalin ulo niya, toxic relationship, and I always see myself cutting his head. Now, you also mentioned the factors considered: delivery, manner, literal meaning, nature of the instruction, relationship of the parties, and last but not the least, yung utterances na binanggit nyo doon sa October 18 and November 20. Last question, Director Luntok. Bukod po doon sa authentication ng recordings, maaari nyo po ba sa amin ipaliwanag yung kung ano po yung mga naging batayan ng NBI sa pag-assess sa mga pahayag ng respondent? Halimbawa po, binabanggit po ninyo yung kakaibang bagay na nangyari dito sapagkat ang binabanggit nyo pong nagbibigay ng statement ay dun sa nakita nating video ay no other than our Vice President, no?
Yes,
So,
Your Honor.
did her position, her access or authority naka-apekto po doon sa how your investigation was conducted?
Yes, Your Honor, as I have said a while ago during the direct examination, in the analysis phase, we considered the intent, the capability, and the motive, Your Honor. Kasama po yun, kinonsider po namin. The fact that she is the second highest official of the land, and definitely she's capable of doing so. And then there is that motive in the sense na may mga issues na sila, galit na ang Vice Presidente, then na-trigger dito sa November 23.
And you would say it's not usual, the usual.
It's not the usual. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Thank you,
Kaya po.
Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Senator Judge Villanueva. We will be pausing for a break, Senator Bam.
Point of order lang. Mr. Presiding Officer, may hiningi
What
po
is the
tayo.
pleasure of Senator Judge Aquino?
No, just a point of order, Mr. Presiding Officer. May hiningi po kami sa defense na pagklaro. May we tackle this after the break if they have identified it in their pleading?
This in relation to your question earlier. After the others shall have been able to speak, Senator Judge Aquino, we shall be pausing for a break for 15 minutes. We shall resume on 4:54. 4:59 sana sasabihin ko eh. We shall resume at 5 p.m. When we resume, we shall recognize Senator Judge Tulfo, Senate President Gatchalian, and thereafter Senator Judge Cayetano and Marcos.
Mga tugang ma-detach mo na kita duman sa live feed mismo kan Senado. Tayo na nga ni nadangog tanan na magkakaigwasin ning almost 15 minutos na we break muna. And tatanems, may suminabog na bomba duman sa pahayag so hapot ni kunyan ni Senadora Risa Ontiveros. Igo pala ning kasong arog kay ni na pulis nagtaram duman sa iyang chief of police at ito basta may kalaban sa pulis na pag ako ngay natanggal sa trabaho wawasakon kay ngay ang payo mo. Arog man palang kay ni sabi ni ipinahayag iyan ni Attorney Jeremy Lotok kang NBI decided yan kan Supreme Court, and ang sabi kan Supreme Court, ang threat is absolute. Rimate. May iyon ang mga headline. Ipakanta yan. Baka sa Biyernes, tabi mapakihurunan ta naman si Attorney Jong Bonafé. Ipakanta naman ini. Ipa-dissect naman na tabi ang mga pangyaring yan. So, iyon na tabi na, sabi pa daki itong kasong ito sa police, pag ako ngayon natanggal sa trabaho, gari may kondisyon, wawagasun ko ngayang payo mo. Yan. Nakabot ito sa Korte Suprema ang kaso, dinesisyonan kang Korte Suprema. Ang threat ngayon is not conditional, it's absolute. Pareho man hindi sa patakot na pag nagadan ngaya ako, sabi kan Vice Presidente, gadanon man ngayon nindo ang Presidente. May semblance Sige, ma-break man kita ning mga almost 15 minutes sabi itatanim sa tamahabol kita ning mga hanap buhay and so continuing coverage ka na sa tuya man na impeachment duman sa Senado. We will be right back.
An oras hatod sa Indokang Liver Aid Silimarine Capsule. Ang good drinks at good food, perfect combo. Isama pa ang Liver Aid. It's liver lover, boys!
Kung ikaw ay edad 50 pataas katulad ko, may mataas na ang risk ng panlalabo ng paningin. Mas challenging ang pang-araw-araw na gawain tulad ng pagbabasa, pagsusulat, at pagmamaneho. Ang Optin ay may lutin na maaari makatulong sa kalusugan ng mata, nilalabanan ang epekto ng glaucoma, macular degeneration at katarata. Kitang-kita ang kalusugan.
Mabibili ang Optin sa mga pangunahing butika nationwide. Mahalaga ang paalala, ang Optin ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
May iba't ibang karamdaman ka ba gaya ng high blood pressure, diabetes, sakit sa puso, sa kidney, sa atay, may myoma, na stroke, may gallstones, cancer at marami pang iba? Ang Amazing 4 ng Miracle Health Corporation ang subukan mo. Makakatulong dahil mula ito sa epektibong Amazing Trio at mas lalo pang pinalakas dahil sa Mega 1 na mayroong 21 sangkap. Subok ng nagpapalakas ng immune system at marami na ang mga natulungan na mayroong iba't ibang karamdaman. Huwag nang patagalin pa. Alin at magpakonsulta. Maaaring pumunta kay Doc Joey Bitito sa Barangay 18, Cabangan West, Legazpi City, kaharap lang ng Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. O tumawag sa 0998-975-8121 or 0917-853-8933 para sa free consultation sa natural medicine. Mapapanood din ang serbisyong natural, kalusugan at bayanihan sa YouTube channel at sa Facebook page na Doc Joey Bitito.
Realize true comfort and relaxation at Dorotea Resort and Spa, a perfect venue for family outings, couple retreats, and various functions such as weddings, birthday parties, corporate seminars, and conferences. Dorotea Resort and Spa. We have backpackers rooms, standard rooms, deluxe, suite, and a penthouse. Also, relax and rejuvenate with our spa's invigorating treatments, services, and facilities. Dorotea Resort and Spa, Kahugutan, Bakakay, Albay. For reservation, contact us at
0917-777-5734.
Find us on Facebook, Dorotea Resort and Spa. Relax, rejuvenate, and enjoy. Only here at Dorotea Resort and Spa.
Ring, ring, go away!
Ubo ng bata? Para dyan, may Plemix for Kids. Ang Plemix for Kids ay natural na lagundi. Tumutulong palabasin ang plema para tigil ang ubo, ramdam ang ginhawa. In banana and orange flavors. Be wise, Mommy!
Cough, cough, wet away! Yay!
Pambatang lagundi, Plemix! Vitex Negundo L. Lagundi Leaf is the generic name of Plemix for Kids. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Ready to experience exciting rewards and luxury gaming? With New Star Online, get a chance to win through multiple daily leaderboards. From bingo big wins and daily bets to daily claim and welcome rewards. Plus a variety of rewarding promotions available every day. Download the New Star Online app now and elevate your gaming experience with more daily rewards.
For EGLD reference number MKTG-2026-0940, 0941, 0943, 0946, 0947, 0949, and MKTG 2026-1210.
Gambling is for persons 21 years old and above only. Gambling can be addictive. Know when to stop. Email responsiblegaming@pagcor.ph.
Discover the beauty of playing brightly with New Star Online. Luxury entertainment now in your hands. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Gambling can be addictive. Know when to stop. Email at responsiblegaming@pagcor.ph.
Bicol Target. Pio Rio Fernandez.
This time, Bicol target po kita mo na sa DCGB. Welcome nagiraray sa programa sa pangarangkan Bilog na Tropa. Sige, di duro-diretso kita kan sa tuya mga pag-restorya sa saro pang international scene mo na tabi sukon baga tatanem sa kunyan sa Medio Oriente. Bakbakan ng todo na naman. So, we brace for more impact lalo na sa ekonomiya. Ta so petrolyo sa aga nga ni so crudo malangkaw na nin sobra sa 4 pesos ang kada litro. Ngunyan day maintindihan pa tatanems ta so Iran may nagluluwas ng impormasyon na iguanan nin problema within duman sa Iran. May grupo na nag-uuyon sa negosasyon then iguanin mga hardliners posible na iyo ini ang naggibukan pagparapalugtok na naman ng missiles sa halos nakapalibot na ini ang very latest halos gabos ng Arabo nasyones na igoning pasilidad militar buda interest ang US, pinalugto ka natatanems nin mga missile kan Iran. Now, nagbubutwa ngo niya na informasyon, although this will be verified by Central Command kan US, nagbubutwa ngo niya na informasyon na igwang duwang grupo na sa Iran na susaro, iyon na ito so nakikihampangan ibaga sa negosasyones. Mala, igwan na ko tanan ng ceasefire, taigo na ning memorandum of agreement, kaya lang uni so nagparapalugtok binomba na naman so mga nag-aagi na kuta ng mga barko sa Strait of Hormuz. Pig para bomba na naman kan IRGC. Ngunyan ang report nagbubuto na so mga hardliners bako na kontrolado kan konsisay man ang nagpapadalagan kan gobyerno sa Iran. Iyon na ini ang problema. Ang pinaka-latest nga ni subar ko kan Oman, nasyones itong Arabo, Oman registered na oil tanker, binomba kan Iran kan nag-agi sa Strait of Hormuz. Yan. Pagkatapos iyunaan, di biburo bagtakan ng yan kang US so mga vital military installations haran ni duman sa Strait of Hormuz. Buda sa mga estratehiko pang lugar. Halos 800 na target yata ito ang pinunas na sa kinaban kang US. Iyan po ang kuhan ko niyan ang problema. Nagkukunyan na, nagbabalik na naman sa medyo dipisil na sitwasyon. Ba't andito ka?
Konti lang.
Magre-resume alas 5.
Siguro lang.
Ba't ka nakaitim? Yan. So, yan po, tabi mga kabarangay, sa agay pag-uristoryahan tapain ni tabi duman sa tingog kan banwaan because this is now of concern. Iyon na yan ang problema na ita. So, saro pa sa mga nabasa niya to na analytical write-up manungod dyan tatanems. Si Presidente Donald Trump baga, igwaning panibagong Air Force One. Magayunon baga sa Europlo Ngunyan, nag-attindir baga siya ni summit duman sa Turkey, so North Atlantic Treaty Organization. NATO. Iyan ang NATO, nasyones yan na mga mapapuwersa militar, buda ekonomiya sa bilog na kinaban. Igwasin na nin tratado na pag-ansaro sa to piningki, sururog kita. Mga matitindi yan, dahil dyan kasabay ugaring so China, buda sa Russia, buda sa North Korea. Okay. Sinda arapil. Nagpasiring duman si Donald Trump, presidente, gamit sa panibagong Air Force One. Pagbuiltada, dahil na naglunad duman si Presidente Donald Trump. Duman siya sa haloy na pinagtiwalaan kan Estados Unidos de America na luma ng Air Force One na pinagasabi mas masarig. Depensa, nuklear, komunikasyon, gabos yaon duman. Kumpara sa bagong ka na ini, Air Force One. Nata nga yata naglunad duman si Presidente Donald Trump. Saro sa nagbubutwang istorya is baka nga kulang pa so defense capability kan bagong Air Force One kumpara duman sa dati. Yeah. And ikaduang masararom, igwaning threat patakot na gagadanon si Presidente Donald Trump kan Iran. Sangun yan tabi, daipa ni nagbubutwa man na impormasyon coming from Iran kung baga man ang totoo ini. Kaya nagbubutwa ang informasyon na talagang igwaning squabble within the ranks kan Iranian government. Tatanim sa ko, takun talagang igwan, kung daining threat na ipinaluwasali sa Iran, so gobyerno ko tanakan Iran, mataram na. So ang gustong sabihin kan mga intelligence analysts, experts, igwaning nangyayari, dainang control su gobyerno kung who is leading the government of Iran duman sa mga hardliners. Ngunyan nga ni, dahil ka mong naririparo, may nahihilig na baga kita sa mga bareta na mga video coming from Iran. Yan. So binumba, kung ano so damage sa mga hero dumang kantawo. It is because so civil government kan Iran, ibuniltada na sa internet. Yan. Na pinugol nila sa halawig na panahon na posibleng iyan ngaya ibiniltada na for propaganda purposes. Tanganing mahiling na ngaya kang kinaban, tiba ka ngaya mahirak so kinaban sa Iran, tabi burubong bunga na kan US. Iyan ang problema tabi ngunyan tabi so Strait of Hormuz, magkaiba. Ang sabi ni Presidente Donald Trump, the very latest, mga 2 hours ago, open ngayang Strait of Hormuz, sige ng araga dyan. Sabi man kan Iran, ay nga, sarado nga yaan. So talagang igoning problema. Ang pagtubod kan mga analytics, military analysis, sa mga intelligence analysis, analytics, igwaning hardliners na dai nakaput kan gobyerno kan Iran. Kaya arog kay ni anang nangyayari. Uy, may text tayo may paabot kan sa indang paramdam sa programa tabi yan endig di sa message pala tabi si Madam Pita mabuhay Sir Pio, listening, very interesting topic. Ma'am Pita Pacres, yan, mabuhay katabi Ma'am Pita Pacres. Salamat sa pag-apresyar kan sa tuyang sistema man kan pagpresentar kan programa. Sa aga tabi, sa tingog kan Banoan, tamartes baga 1.5 hour kita naman more or less. Kaso bago kaya Lunes baga dahil kita masyadong belo, 1 hour lang kita pag Lunes. Babalikan ta iyan tabi na problemang anta. Ang very latest is Suoman. May nakuha na kitang informasyon tatanems. For the very first time, sarong Arabong nasyon, nagpalayog naman nin mga missile pasiring sa Iran. Oman. Anong klasing armas ang ginamit sa aga iyan i-istorya ko tabi sa inyo sa tingog kan Banoan. But makpa naman kita, ma-dive naman kita duman sa mga sources niya tong legitimate. Araw kan excuse, muda iba pang mga sources niya to confirm kan na ayan, to confirm an informasyon na ayan tabi. Sa aga po, salamat kan sa inyo pagantabay. Kung da ipaman so impeachment, mabareta tabi kita. Pero siguro mabareta kita, medyo kwampaman ito, or halawig pa man ito. And then, mabaybay na kita. Salamat and mahal na amang Diyos ang magbantay.
Nadagog nindo ang mas pinagayon na programang Bicol Target Afternoon Edition.